The All England Club. The grass is immaculate. The stands are half empty. The atmosphere is flat, and the tennis world is asking a question that would have been unthinkable just days ago. What happened to the crowd? Just 48 hours earlier, center court was a sea of red, white, and blue. Thousands of Filipino flags waved in unison. Chants of Alex echoed through the hallowed grounds of SW19. The noise was deafening. The energy was electric. It was the greatest atmosphere Wimbledon had seen in years. But now the defending champions match is on. The world number one is playing. The quarterfinals are underway and the stands are empty. No Alex, no crowd. The phrase is spreading across social media like wildfire. Fans are furious. The WTA is scrambling. Tournament organizers are panicking because they have just discovered a terrifying truth. Alex Eala was not just a player. She was the show. She was the reason millions of people tuned in. She was the reason thousands of fans packed the stands. She was the reason ticket sales soared. And now that she is gone, so are they. This is the story of that moment. This is the story of how the WTA faces a massive fan backlash. This is the story of the Eala effect and what happens when it disappears. In women's tennis, stardom has traditionally followed a simple formula. Win Grand Slams, reach the top of the rankings, and the crowds will follow. Alex Eala has broken that formula. Ranked world number 29, the 21-year-old Filipina is not yet a slam champion, not yet a top 10 fixture. Yet wherever she plays, the stands fill first for her matches. Tournament schedules adjust, noise levels spike, and camera lenses swing her way. The Eala effect has become one of the most powerful forces in professional tennis. From Melbourne to Abu Dhabi to Dubai, crowds have followed her run as if it were a title march. Former pros have declared her the biggest draw in women's tennis, bigger than Coco Gauff, bigger than Aryna Sabalenka. At Wimbledon, the phenomenon reached new heights. Thousands of Filipino fans descended on the All England Club. Queues stretched for hundreds of yards. Court 12, a 1,500-seat venue, was overwhelmed. "I was really surprised," Eala said after her first-round win, adding that the Filipinos keep surprising her in the best possible ways. But it was not just the crowds. It was the numbers. Her third-round victory over Iga Swiatek became the most-watched video of the championships on Wimbledon's YouTube channel, reaching 1.2 million views. Her post-match press conference was next with nearly 580,000 views. Her social media posts regularly reached millions. Eala had become more than a tennis player. She had become a movement. She had turned a basketball-crazed nation of 112 million people into tennis believers. She had unified a country in a way that only Manny Pacquiao had done before. And the WTA had no idea what they had. The statistics are staggering. At the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships, Eala's presence drove a 48% year-on-year jump in ticket sales. Tournament officials admitted her matches were massive and that she was the ticket everyone wanted. At the Australian Open, queues formed outside court 6 hours before her match. Security officers were overwhelmed. Tournament organizers were scrambling. At Wimbledon, 8,000 fans packed the Philippine Sports Arena in Manila for a public viewing of her fourth-round match against Jasmine Paolini. They held small Philippine flags handed out by organizers and erupted after every Eala point. When she fell to Paolini, the crowd gave her a standing ovation in recognition of a historic campaign. But the numbers told another story too. A darker story, a story that the WTA is only now beginning to understand. Alex Eala is one of, if not the biggest star in professional tennis, one analysis noted. Her fans follow her wherever she goes. That is great for Eala and the tournament, as the Filipinos have undoubtedly done wonders for ticket sales, but it does have a knock-on effect for other players. The knock-on effect was this. A large portion of Eala's fan base were there to support her, and that was as far as they would go. When she was not on court, they were not in the stands. The WTA had become dependent on a single player, and they did not even realize it. The warning signs were there long before Wimbledon. At the Dubai Tennis Championships, the WTA made a scheduling error that would have real consequences. Eala was pushed forward to open the night session in the quarterfinals. Her match with Coco Gauff was followed by Alina Svitolina versus Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova. On the surface, it did not seem like a big deal, but in reality, the schedule change could ruin fan attendance for Svitolina's quarterfinal match. It was hard to imagine the Filipino fans sticking around to watch Svitolina play Pavlyuchenkova after Eala's quarterfinal finished. That could cause a mass exodus of fans. It would be a shame for Svitolina, a former world number 3 and 4-time WTA 1000 champion, to play in front of a few hundred fans when she could easily have enjoyed a packed stadium if she had been scheduled before Eala. The WTA had created a problem they could not solve. They had built a tournament around a single player's popularity, and when that player was not on court, the crowds evaporated. The Dubai scheduling disaster was a warning. Wimbledon was the explosion. The phrase first appeared on social media after Eala's fourth-round exit. Fans were furious. The stands at Wimbledon were noticeably emptier for the remaining matches. The atmosphere that had been electric just days earlier had vanished. No Alex, no crowd. The hashtag spread like wildfire. Thousands of fans shared their frustration. They had traveled from across the globe to see Eala. They had spent thousands on tickets. They had waited hours in the legendary Wimbledon queue. And now they were being told the show was over. The backlash was swift and brutal. The WTA was accused of failing to promote other players. Tournament organizers were accused of being short-sighted. The entire system was criticized for relying on a single player to fill stadiums. One fan wrote that she is the biggest draw in women's tennis right now, and the WTA has no idea how to replace her. Another posted that they had a gold mine and did not even know it, and now the gold mine is gone and so are the fans. Even Coco Gauff had acknowledged the phenomenon. During the Dubai tournament, she apologized to Eala's fans for making them wait to see their favorite. She knew who the crowd was there for. The Eala effect had been so powerful that it had masked the WTA's deeper problems. Now that the effect was gone, those problems were laid bare. When she is not the last match of the day, problems may arise. Problems had arisen, and the WTA did not know how to fix them. The fan backlash is not just about Eala. It is about the future of the sport itself. Eala's run at Wimbledon was a revelation. She became the first Filipino to reach the fourth round of a Grand Slam in the Open era. She stunned the defending champion on center court. She earned the respect of legends like Billie Jean King, Maria Sharapova, and Roger Federer. But more importantly, she showed the world what is possible when you give fans a reason to care. It is an honor to be able to pave the way for young girls, Eala said after her defeat, adding that it would be the honor of her life to be able to inspire others. She has inspired millions, but she has also exposed a fundamental weakness in the WTA's business model. The tour has become dependent on a small number of stars to draw crowds, and when those stars are not playing, the fans do not show up. I try to be as authentic as I can, Eala said. I believe in being genuine. I believe in my values. So this exposure and this platform that I have has really allowed me to self-reflect and become the best version of myself. The WTA needs to do the same. They need to self-reflect. They need to understand why Eala's fans are so passionate. They need to build a tour that does not rely on a single player to fill stadiums. Because Eala will not be at every tournament. She will not be on every court. And if the WTA cannot figure out how to attract fans without her, the backlash will only get worse. No Alex, no crowd. It is a warning. A warning that the WTA ignores at their peril. The tennis world is watching. The fans are divided. The debate is raging. But one thing is certain. The Eala effect has changed the game forever, and the WTA will never be the same. And that is how a 21-year-old from Quezon City exposed the WTA's biggest weakness. She did not just win matches. She filled stadiums. She broke records. She united a nation. And when she left, the crowds left with her. No Alex, no crowd. The phrase is a warning that the WTA ignores at their peril, because Alex Eala is not just a tennis player. She is a phenomenon, a movement, a force of nature. And the tennis world will never be the same. This is the rise of a phenomenon. This is the rewriting of tennis economics. And trust me, this is only the beginning.